Do you want to do something weird?
HBO made a show about polyamorous pirates starring Taika Waititi. Let's talk about it. And to get in the spirit, I've gone full wench. Our Flag Means Death is a queer rom-com series set on a pirate ship. Some people even say it's a workplace comedy if your work is crime at sea, but it's very gay and very polyamorous. I'll show you what I mean. But first, hey, I'm Genevieve. I'm polyamorous for 13 years. I do long resources here and short resources here. I have a podcast called I Could Never with real non-monogamous stories from all over the world. And the most recent episode is with an actor from this show, Vigo Ortiz, who plays Jim, so check it out. But on this channel, we have fun. I take a look at non-monogamy in film and TV. And if you could drop a comment below, hit the like button, it tells the algorithm gods that I'm a channel worth watching. So let's get into it. So there's not one, not two, but three non-monogamous relationships on this show, and they're all very different. Obviously, spoilers ahead. Stede Bonnet is a wannabe pirate. He abandons his life as a socialite to set out to sea. He meets Blackbeard, Taika Waititi, also known as Ed. I'll be using Ed and Blackbeard interchangeably in this video. And it gets pretty hot and heavy with them, but it's complicated. And a few of the pirates on the crew are openly polyamorous, queer, and gender fluid. And it's chill, like it's totally normal. And we set sail with them, following their clumsy adventures in the open sea as mostly terrible pirates. Being a pirate, in this show anyway, means you're not stuck to the laws of the land anymore. You get to make up something new. And as any polyamorous person will tell you, that can be a bumpy ride. We'll start with Blackbeard and Stede Bonnet. So Ed and Bonnet's romance is the core of the story. Everybody and everything revolves around them. But the thing is, it's not always just the two of them in the mix, right? So a lot of us in non-monogamy were like picking up on the signs pretty early. Will Arnett comes on board. He's Calico Jack, he's brash and boorish, it's perfect for Will Arnett. He and Blackbeard have a history. And he gets into this kind of competitive vibe with Bonnet, you know, they even get into a literal pissing match. And Blackbeard's really excited to see Jack and sort of relive all of the fun moments they had together. And even though Jack is kind of talked about as an ex-lover, there's also this implication that he might come around once in a while, right? It might still be an open door to hooking up with Blackbeard. And that makes me think Comet. If you don't know what a comet in polyamory is, it's essentially someone who comes around once in a while, you know? They're in your orbit. All that said, comet or not, Jack kind of sucks.
So what's going on between you two? You buggering each other or what?
He's super intrusive about the details between Blackbeard and Stede. Like, that ain't your business, I just met you.
Maybe you don't know him at all.
Oh.
Sorry. Piss on your boots.
Literally pisses on his foot. He has no respect for Stede's belongings, and he's super territorial about Blackbeard. It's like, you're not around all the time, you ain't his boyfriend, what, I don't know. So Ed and Stede split here. Stede kicks Jack off the boat and Blackbeard goes with him. He chooses his comet over his crush.
You're leaving? With him?
Later, losers.
This is who I am, Stede.
And even though it's sort of blurry what their relationship even is, they still talk about it as a breakup.
Long night?
I don't know.
Okay. And do we think this is more of a spat or a rupture with Blackbeard?
I think it's done.
Well, lucky for you, I'm fantastic at breakups.
Your stuff, all of it. So don't try reaching out looking for something. It's an obvious ploy. I've used it before.
However, even though Blackbeard chose Jack, as soon as Stede is in trouble, he returns.
You came back. Never left.
It's sort of like a, I still want you, I don't know what this is, we'll figure it out later kind of thing. And things start moving kind of fast.
Well, that's...
And while it's thrilling and beautiful, it also freaks Stede out, because did I mention that Stede is married? Yeah, when he abandoned his former life as a socialite, he also abandoned his wife and kids. He did leave them most of his wealth, so he didn't leave them high and dry, but yeah, he just disappeared one day. And so he's still married, he's still technically in a relationship, and he's starting this new one at the same time. At the very least, it's cheating, which unfortunately is a form of non-monogamy. It's the worst kind of non-monogamy. Don't do it. That sucks. But it's technically still under the umbrella. But what's cool about this show is they play out how you can come back from cheating and find polyamory. So Stede gets scared of his love for Blackbeard. He runs back to his wife. She's like, babe, I moved on. She's now in this loving relationship with her painting instructor. And Stede has the nerve to like get pissed about it. She's like, you were gone. I'm happy. I'm not sorry.
You're home. Fine. We're married. All right. We made a contract in front of God, and I am bound to honor that. But in your absence, I have managed to create a life that I quite like, and I won't destroy that life just because you've decided to unabandon your family on a whim.
She's like, we'll stay married, I'll honor that, but I'm in love with him and he's not going anywhere. So now we've entered into like an explicitly open relationship. And just like any open relationship that starts with cheating, it is not a smooth transition. Stede tries to publicly embarrass Mary. He physically attacks Doug. Mary tries to kill Stede. But remember how I said it's about coming back from cheating to find polyamory.
I made a complete ass of myself last night, and so I would like to publicly apologize to my patient, lovely wife.
Stede starts to accept that his old life didn't really fit him, didn't really fit her.
I am sorry about Doug.
No, don't be. He's actually wonderful.
Yeah, he's the best.
And settle into, okay, we love other people as well. He talks about his relationship with Ed. They bond over that.
How does it feel to be in love?
It feels easy. It's just like breathing. He understands my idiosyncrasies, finds them charming even.
Fab.
We expose each other to new things, new ideas, and we laugh a lot. We just pass the time so well. I'd call those things love. I hope you find that.
I think I have.
Really? What's her name?
Ed. His name is Ed.
They're actually happy for each other. The next morning, Mary wakes up to see both of her partners by her bed.
Did you make me breakfast in bed?
No, that was Doug.
Oh,
Hello, love.
thanks.
That's how polyamory often can look, you know, and we very rarely see that on screen. So that part's starting to feel warm and fuzzy, but Stede still like ran out on Blackbeard.
Are you stalling because you think Blackbeard's going to murder you?
What? No, why would he do that?
He's a fucking madman.
And you dumped him?
I didn't dump him.
He dumped you.
No, we're on a break.
Like, that's not fixed yet. And it was a surprise to him that he went back to Mary. He even says that he felt like he was being cheated on with Stede's wife.
You left your wife twice.
Then what? You left me for Mary.
Look, I was going to tell you, it's just Ed.
And that's another thing we don't usually see on screen, right? Like if a man steps out on his wife, it's usually the wife is the suffering, struggling one who feels cheated on. She didn't care. Mary is good, you know? But his new boyfriend is the one who feels betrayed. And I think that's a subtle way for the show to like legitimize this newer relationship matters. This queer relationship matters. And by the way, while I'm going to be talking about some gay shit, if you really want some deep dives on the queerness of this show, there's a lot to get into. I can recommend these essays by Rowan Ellis and Laron Rhys. They're great. Check them out. And it's at this point that Blackbeard just crashes out. You don't just get cheated on and you're fine overnight. He starts spiraling and lashing out at people, and it takes a full half season for these two to come back together.
Ed,
Don't.
I love.
No, don't. You don't get to say that to me.
I love everything about you.
But they come back together, everything is accepted and out in the open.
I've loved him since he
You're such a dick.
You weren't a dick. Life's a dick.
So closed marriage turned open relationship turned loving polyamory, right? That's one way that things can look. But what if Mary had wanted, say, 18 more husbands? Hello, polygamy. We got a pirate with 20 husbands. Her name is Spanish Jackie. Fantastically played by Leslie Jones. She carries herself like a woman who can handle 20 husbands. And Jackie is polygamous, not polyamorous. They are different things. Polyamory is having multiple loves. We design our situation case by case and on our own terms. Polygamy is a cultural practice of multiple marriage, usually rooted in ancestral tradition or in religion. And it can look a lot of ways, from Nigerian Igbo culture to the Zulu nation, from the LDS Mormons to the Tibetan polyandrous. Polygamy is not a monolith, but yeah, we're not groups that tend to overlap. Anyway, Jackie is busy. She's great at multitasking, I assume. And all the husbands seem generally into the situation. They seem friendly with each other. They team up together. We even see a member of Stede's crew become one of her new husbands. He doesn't super seem to have a choice in it is the only thing, and no, I'm not a fan of that, but luckily, he's into it.
Spanish Jackie don't bite. I lied. I bite.
He gets physically healthier, he seems emotionally happier.
My time with Jackie has been the happiest of my life. Her love has helped me locate parts of myself I didn't even know existed.
The exact number of husbands she has fluctuates depending on if they get murdered or not. Fred Armisen plays one of her husbands. He is a kinky little freak.
Felicidades. Cara de culo.
I'm actually super into that, so thanks.
And he is so attracted to and in love with Jackie before she kills him. You take the good with the bad. But for what it's worth, usually if we see polygamy on screen, it's a man with a bunch of wives in a patriarchal society, and everybody seems not super happy with the arrangement. So to show polygamy in this way, where, yeah, Jackie's still in charge and controlling, and I wouldn't want to be in that arrangement, but they all seem happy and into it, that's cool. That's unique.
Spanish Jackie has put a price on your head, remember?
You mean for the thing with her husband?
Yes, the thing where you killed him.
Oh, grow up. We live in a state of nature. Besides, he's got 20 husbands. Well, 19 now.
But baby, I saved the best for last because this next relationship is a fan favorite for a reason. So this one's an example of one person turning to two, turning to three, turning to four. Jim Jimenez is one of the main characters. They are a non-binary, gender-fluid, polyamorous character, and so is the actor who plays them. They end up on Stede's boat in disguise. And that's where they meet Olu, one of Stede's crew.
¿Es tu marido o están viviendo en pecado?
Él habla español, no.
Muy bien.
And from day one, their connection kind of blurs the lines between romantic and platonic. They know they care about each other. It just doesn't fit into the standard boxes. And they don't like when other people try to label them.
Ah, you're in love. What? No, shut up. It's just my friend. It's just my friend.
They get separated for a time, and when they come back together, they really come back together.
I missed you.
And then Archie comes around. And when Jim is sharing with her basically about how much they love their crewmates, that warm vibes and good feelings, it makes her feel really close to them.
Guess you never know when you're in the middle of the good old days.
And that's a familiar feeling of not only being happy that someone is close with other people, but being attracted to them because they're close with other people, that it brings out the best version of themselves. And you're not seeing other people as competition, you're just seeing it as this warmth and love that you want to be a part of, you know?
I missed you.
I kissed someone.
What?
And when Olu comes back, Jim feels at the same time a responsibility to tell him what happened in case he's hurt by it or jealous, but also this urge and excitement to tell their best friend what happened.
It felt weird not telling you.
No. This is fine.
No, and you're kind of the best friend I tell things to.
I'm glad you did.
So go on, who was it? Archie. It's cute.
Mm-hmm. I saw her boobs.
Oh, okay, nice.
Both of them.
Okay, that's enough. I don't need any more.
Super relatable. Because, yeah, Olu is both a romantic crush, but also a best friend. And if you play different roles for people at the same time, then you might have like different reactions at the same time. And it's all about finding that line of how much you want to know. And sometimes you find it because you step over it. It happens. But headline thought, there are no secrets. And Jim being with Archie doesn't stop Jim being with Olu. And before long, all three of them are hanging out. You know, it doesn't get named a triad. You know, nothing is really named here. But they are a trio. They are hanging out all the time. They have closeness. And a lot of fans were hoping more would happen on screen with them. Well, I got some insider information from Vico Ortiz, who plays Jim.
When we were on Calypso's birthday, the three of us danced together. It's Black Pete and Lucius who end up in the bottom of the ship, having coital, and they're having their moment, distractions, while everyone is getting tortured upstairs. So it was supposed to be the three of us. That episode was going to be Lucius and Black Pete's wedding. And then in the wedding vibes, lovey-dovey wedding vibes, Jim looks at Olu looks at Jim looks at Archie. It's we're all kind of just this is nice. Weddings are nice. It's bringing up feelings, and we just disappear in the bottom of the ship. And we're all still kind of just oh man, it would have been so dope to have done that one.
So what coulda, woulda been, but hey, if that was in your headcanon, then it's confirmed. And soon we meet Zheng, the pirate queen. She conquered China, all of China, and now she's taking her fleet to the Caribbean to do the same thing. And she absorbs Stede's crew, which includes Olu. So now Olu's on her boat, and they're getting a little connection going on. And at the same time, Blackbeard is crashing out, remember from when he was cheated on earlier, and his crew mutinies. And now Zheng wants to absorb all of them too. When she finds out they mutinied, she's like, I don't want them to mutiny me, so she puts them in prison, including Jim and Archie. So Olu's both into Zheng, but terrified of Zheng. And she's picked up on vibes between him and Jim.
Jim?
No, yes, we did have a boatman.
What is the status of that? Is it ongoing?
We're best friends. Yeah, family. Someone I'd like to see grow old.
And of course, the context is he's trying to keep his friend alive. He's basically trying to humanize them. But Olu says they are family, best friends, and they want to grow old together. And that's not so different from how a monogamous person describes their spouse. So I'm not labeling it, I'm just calling attention to that.
I was trying to seduce you.
Oh.
Was that not clear?
No, it wasn't.
My timing
I thought you were going to kill me. It's me.
And they kiss, and they kiss, and they kiss. They kiss for a while. While they are making out, the mutineers escape. And even though Olu cares about Zheng, Jim is his best friend. He goes with him. And she feels betrayed.
They stole the wheel.
But once Jim, Archie, and Olu are all hanging out, remember, there's no secrets in this trio. They all learn about Olu's feelings for Zheng. And instead of there being some sort of competition, even though she imprisoned Jim, Jim is like, oh, I want to help you two get back together.
Wait. Hey, isn't that her over there? Zheng! Hey, girl! What up?
They nudge Olu to take action. They go to Zheng and try and explain who Jim is to him and that there's room for her and don't you wanna reconcile?
Ever since Olu came with us, all he does is talk about you and how he wishes he could make it up to you.
Thank you for telling me.
You want to talk to him?
In real life, I don't think we should get in the middle, let relationships do what they're gonna do, but Jim's heart was in the right place, and this was a sweet way to show compersion.
Olu came with me because we're anchors for each other. We're family.
Oh yeah, family who fucked.
And I'm a big fan of them using the word anchor partner, Yeah, it's a pirate ship, it makes sense, but it's also a real polyamorous term, and Vico said that was very much on purpose. And in fact, Vico being polyamorous in real life, they got a chance to sort of work with the HBO writers and influence how this relationship looked on screen. So it's no wonder that polyamorous people were like, hey, it's me, because a polyamorous person helped create that.
When I was working on the first season, was finishing up reading Polysecure, and I was talking about this book that I'm reading and how excited I am about dating, and like it was really, really amazing to have some dope convos, especially with Alex and Alyssa, two other writers on the show, who came to me, you know, like asking questions and figuring out how to like honor each character's journey. As I've said in the show, that I've learned a lot about myself, and through polyamory and through being with multiple people at the same time that showcase different things about me. I similarly wanted that for Jim, where like Jim starts to access more of their tenderness and softness because of their dynamic with Olu, and then with their dynamic with like Archie, they start to access more of their playfulness, which is really sweet as you see them like kind of grow and like learn and unpack like who they are and take more space in the pirate ship.
And you feel that. You feel Jim being different with their different connections, right? And that there's not a sense of like ownership or territorialism, not really, you know, that they get to be fluid in every area of their life.
I have a hard time with trust. You know that saying, fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice, I need to end your life.
Okay, that's not how that goes.
That's how I was taught.
And while there were some misunderstandings and hurt feelings, the fact that other people are in Olu's life, like at no point was that the problem. You know, in fact, other people in his life helped this relationship succeed.
I was like, man, if we get a third season, how are we the four of us, you know, in this scenario, right? Are we all together? Are we not? Is it, you know, what's the vibe? Are we into each other? Like, you know, I'm sure we all are. In my head, we all are.
And if you want to hear more from Vico about their own personal polyamory and their dating life off screen, go to the podcast I Could Never. They are the most recent episode. And in general, if you want like juicy polyamory gossip and real stories, just go through my whole archive. That's what the podcast's there for.
You don't know the first thing about piracy, do you? It's about belonging to something when the world has told you you're nothing. It's about finding the family to kill for when yours are long dead.
And what's smart about telling this story among pirates at sea, right, is they are breaking all of the rules. They are starting from scratch and creating a new normal. So yeah, they're criminals in the traditional sense of they steal things and kill people, but they're also breaking the rules of who you're supposed to love and how. And those parts of the story are often cute and tender, even wholesome. It begs the question, why is that against the rules, really? You know, why would we need to start from scratch? Why couldn't this be normal here?
You know, pirating is not for everyone. We do it because we don't have any other choice.
And it's not all like liberation and rainbows, you know? They also speak to the fact that a lot of people following this path, they do it because they have to. They do it because they were kicked out of their home or they don't have any other place to go, you know, that there is a sense of survival. And a lot of queer people or trans people can identify with that of just like, I have to find chosen family. I have to build something from scratch because I need to survive. And the show does a pretty good job of portraying how each individual person on their own might feel lonely. They might feel lost or powerless. But when they come together, they have strength in numbers. They give each other support and love. They can do things they never thought they could do. And if that doesn't say queer polyamorous family, then I don't know what does.
I know we're not through. We're joined to one another, intertwined. We wrote our names on each other in permanent ink.
This is lovely.
You wrote me a lovely letter!
But that's my take on the show. I'd love to know yours. Drop it down in the comments below or comment whatever you want. Give me some emojis. Tell me what you had for breakfast. You know, engagement really helps a tiny channel trying to grow because it's an uphill battle on this here platform. But I do actually want to know what you think and what else you want me to cover. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.